just flew in from Gloversville, and boy, are my arms tired. Yeah, let me just start off by saying I do not get winter at all. It's the most confusing season. I don't know, I'm inside all the time, just playing video games or watching TV, and I see these kids outside, and they're just standing there with their heads up in the air like something special is about to happen, and I'm like, that is so bizarre, what's going on? And so I go to take a closer look, and they have their heads up in the air with their tongues out, like, and I don't understand this, and all of a sudden it starts snowing. I'm like, well, what's this ritual? Is the snowflake supposed to make all their dreams and wishes come true? And I'm like, okay. So I just watch them all the time, and they stop wherever they want. And it's the most bizarre thing, because I've never experienced this. And this whole snow just covers the entire area of the ground. And they'll stop in the middle of the road, and they will, and they won't see anything coming. I'm like, and well, fall to the ground, and they've been hit by a car, and they don't even realize what happens. And the guy gets out, and he's like, oh my God, what just happened? And he's like, oh, it's snowing. And of course, with snow comes the driveway, and the driveway is shoveling. And me and my brother always have to shovel, and that's that. And shoveling is work. And yeah, we have to help our dad in the shop occasionally because he needs help. That's just about it. But sometimes we work for days, like 9 to 6, and we just get completely hungry and famished. And I'm like, Dad, I'm hungry. And he's like, hold on. He's just on the way hammer or whatever a carpenter does. He's like, Dad, I'm hungry. He's like, hold on. And I'm getting a little fed up, and I'm like, all right, Dad, I really need some food. And he's like, hold on. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Just, no. And that's my num-num dance. That's what I do when I want food. And so he's like, okay, stop. Like, I'm a 6-year-old, and he's like, all right, where do you want to go? I'm like, I want to go to Wendy's. And so he takes us to Wendy's, and we order our stuff. I get a cheeseburger, he gets a chicken sandwich, my brother gets a Baconator. And so we pull around, and we're just sitting there, and my dad has his window down, and the woman opens her window, and she starts shoveling food at me. Like, it's something like the apocalypse or something. And he starts shoveling it at me, like, I don't know what to do. So I just start putting stuff everywhere, and I put the French fry in the cup holder, the sodas in the glove compartment, and my brother's like, no, take that out, it doesn't go there. I'm like, okay. So before the second coming, I see what's going on in there, and there's this guy, he just can't keep his hands off his face, like, and I'm like, that's disgusting, like, and the food starts coming, and I'm like, uh-oh. So he's panicking, like, uh-oh, what do I do? So he just starts eating the food, like nothing ever happened, and nothing did, apparently. So we get back to our shop, and we sit down, we get our food, I get my cheeseburger, my dad gets his chicken sandwich, and my brother gets his Baconator. And he opens it up, and he's like, oh my God, what happened to this? It's like snot and grease covered all over it. And like there's a giant hair sticking out, and he's like, oh, this is not a Baconator, this is a filthy nasty. Oh my God. Oh, that was disgusting. Like, yeah, we were with our dad again, and we were going to Stratford, and we came back, and we stopped at one of 2 stoplights in Stratford, and our dad pointed out this woman, this heavy-set woman, and she pulls out a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi and sets it beside her, and our dad's like, good, look to the other side, see if there's another food monster. I'm like, oh, it's nothing. And by the time we get back to her, the Pepsi's gone. And while we were at the other side searching for that food monster, we were boom, boom, boom. And I was like, is that the sound you make when you do that? It's a little strange. I'm a food monster. I mean, I just can't help it. It tastes so good, and yeah, especially school lunch is sometimes good. But when I was with my friend in Lyon, and 3 little girls get in front of us, I'm like, oh great, so now what? So one of them turns, and they have to look up at me, and I'm like, excuse me, can you speak up a little? And they're like, all right, we're going to get in front of you now. If you have a problem, please talk to him. And I'm like, okay, who's him? And this guy turns around, and he's one of those big nasty guys. He just walks around like, well, so yeah. I'm like, okay. So now she thinks talking to me matters, and so I'm gonna mess with you. And you have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm like, great, you see what you just made me do? I'm going to miss my appointment because of you. And they start laughing. That's not the reaction I was hoping for. And my friend turns to me and he says, yell out, what the heck? I'm like, what the heck? And he's like, no, you gotta yell out, what the heck? And I'm like, whoa. And so the jock turns to him and he says, hey, man, that's just not called for. Yeah, talk about scum. Scum is everywhere. Even, big surprise, New York City. But not all of it's bad. I went to Radio City Music Hall. That was fun. But the only bad part was the whole experience itself. I had to go in before our tour started, and I went up to a guy and I asked him, excuse me, where are the restrooms? And like, you're gonna have to go on with that. I can't get you right now. You have to wait to a tour stops. And I'm like, all right. So I backed out. I felt the negative vibe, and I was like, all right, I'll just wait. So we go in, and it happens that that guy was our tour guide, and I was like, uh-oh, you didn't see me. So this guy was British because he had the accent. But to make things worse, he had a comb over and he had muffled teeth, and I was like, wow, it's terrible. And so every time he'd stop, he'd pull one foot like this, and then he'd put the other like that, like he was going to draw something with his feet. And I was like, okay, that's fine, I'm not bothered. So he started saying, and this room has a mural painted. Oh, please come closer, it's all right. We're like, no, that's all right. No, please come closer, it's fine. We're like, no, you swallow that, you have 3 teeth, please. And so he takes us up to a balcony now, and he starts explaining stuff, and he's like, that down there is the stage. It's made of pure gold. Those curtains are made of pure gold. The wall is made of pure gold. The chandelier is made of pure gold. I myself am made of pure gold. And I was like, okay, gold, good. And so we go down, we get into an engine room, and he starts explaining stuff, and he's like, all right, now please step inside the red box. I was like, what if we don't all fit? He's like, just please step inside the red box. He's like, well, what if we don't fit? He's like, please just step inside the red box. I'm like, all right, red box, but what if we all don't fit? He gets angry, and I'm like, all right, so he's obviously hungry.